Guess what? It's gone. All right, now it's time to about the topic of today. And if you're wondering why are you playing Adventure Capitalist on your MacBook and not playing the PS4, it's because where I'm living, we had a winter storm, and during the winter storm, our power got out. And after the winter storm, our power still goes out. So I'm afraid that when I'm playing Adventure Capitalist, when I'm playing my PlayStation, I'm recording a video, the power goes out of nowhere, and then I have to wait. I'm not taking the risk that the power goes out any second while I'm recording a video. So I'm recording on my laptop. Even though recording on my laptop takes forever. I'm recording this like it's when it's about to be sunset, and it's gonna take. I bet it's gonna take like 3 hours for the video to come out. So anyway, let's get to the topic. So, parenting is not easy. I think a lot of us already know that. You gotta take care of a child that is really expensive. Nobody said parenting was gonna be easy. You gotta take care of the child. You gotta make sure it's healthy, and you also gotta make sure that the child is in a safe environment, and make sure you gotta think about the child before you think of yourself. I've heard that saying. I heard that say. I heard that saying a bunch of times. I heard that quote a bunch of times. Mexican como dice el dicho. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Mexican shows. We're here to talk about parenting right now. Which is why it scares me. Now, like it says in the thumbnail, I'm not here to judge every parent. I'm here to just judge some parents. Some doesn't mean all. So, the topic of this was my English teacher. We were reading an article. Have smartphones destroyed an entire generation? And it's a biased question. It's like, in my opinion, it's kind of depends on where you see it. I don't. It's not like smartphones have and have not destroyed a generation. Like it has two different sides. Like not everyone has the same. Nobody has the same opinion. Nobody has the same nobody's right. You know, when I make reviews, it's not always the right answer. When someone makes a review, it's not always the right answer. What I'm trying to say is, she said a story about her son, which I have met, about her like 3-year-old. I have met him I have met him in person, and he's a nice guy. But I haven't seen my teacher. But whenever I saw him, I haven't seen the teacher in like 5 years. And then when she's telling about her kid, the same kid that I met, now he cries about the laptop and acts like a menace. But the kid, he's a nice kid. I was like, wait, there's no way this sweet innocent kid that I knew is just crying about a laptop or an iPad. And I say to myself, this kid is genuine, is very nice. This kid is creative. There's no way this kid is. There's no way this kid is crying about an iPad just so he can watch YouTube. No. And then you know, and then a different story, same topic. I went to an Olive Garden because it's a tradition in my family that after church, each family member gets to choose where to eat, and it was my turn, and I said Olive Garden. Make fun of me if you want to, but and then as we were leaving, I saw this. I saw these parents next to a kid who has a tablet that has a tablet holding in front. The child has a tablet, and he is so dead-eyed. I thought that to the tablet that I thought he was a corpse, and it scared me because these parents do not care what's going on with the child. All they can do is just lend him a tablet. He'll be quiet. I get it. I get it. I don't like it when children make noises. It is annoying, but don't get a tablet just for that. Like Tanashi won't do everything for you. Too early. totally fat. But then I ask myself, do parents really think that all you need in life is a handheld device just to redeem yourself a good parent? And I say to myself, that's a bad way to parent. That's a bad way to raise your child because back then when I was a little kid, I had my friends who had loving parents. I remember I had a kid. I remember I met a kid in like second grade. His parents were so endearing. I mean, all the kid had games for his age. We were like in second grade, so the dude had Lego games. He had Disney Infinity. Rest in peace, Disney Infinity. You were a good game until until the Toys to Life game genre died. Anyways, the kid had games that I would expect him to play. Right now, when I go to my 6 year old cousin's house, he has games like Mortal Kombat, Call of Duty. Um, what's uh, what's that game called? Solid. Metal Gear Solid. I was like, wait a minute, your mom lets you play these games? And then he says, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, they're pretty cool. No, 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 no. I was, and then we were playing Mortal Kombat XL. That's the exact game he has. He was cheering whenever the fatality, when a gory fatality was on. I said to myself, I know the kids like violence and all, but this is too much. This is kind of too much. Now call me Karen if you will, but I just don't think this is the way parenting should do. And I've been hearing a bunch of cases of children crying for laptops. And I know during the pandemic, it's not very easy. There's a everything around you was collapsing during the pandemic. Your child is crying, you lend them their phone, and then here comes a topic that I'm really scared to go over: Coco Melon. Now, I have heard personal stories from my friends and their family members saying that their 3 year olds, that their toddlers, usually at the age of like 4 or 3, whenever they watch Coco Melon, they they just don't do anything. Like they're so focused to the screen that even the parent waved its hand in front of the child and he didn't do anything. He didn't blink, he didn't react, he did nothing. He was watching the video, like focused. Like his eyes were glued to the screen, metaphorically. And and it scared me because I already knew what Coco Melon was on, so I was scared. And then another thing that's going on right now is the rise of Elsa Gate. Back then, Elsa Gate was like a hellhole in YouTube, and it'll go down in history as being one of YouTube's most infamous moments. And it's coming back in the form of something called Poppy Playtime, Among Us. You know, I said it. Make fun of me. And and whenever this is happening, I don't see them. I mean, they don't show videos of parents. They don't have videos of parents recording their kids watching it. But back then, parents used to put their foot down on YouTube for letting this happen when it's the parents' responsibility to know what the child is watching. So the lady. So for example, if parents are gonna put their foots down and blame YouTube for letting this happen, yeah, I know. Partially it is YouTube's fault, but shouldn't you also be taking responsibility since you didn't want to check on your child's electronic device to see what he was watching in the first place? No. No. What? No. And every single time I go to my cousin's house, I go to my one of my friend's house, their whenever their infant sibling cries, all the parent has to do is get an electronic device, and then the child gets quiet. No. And I said, oh God, no, please, no. I was like, hey, let's play with your brother or sister for a while, so she doesn't get in the laptop, in the laptop or the iPad. And when we do, the child cries, and then the same routine. Off the laptop, cries. On the laptop, doesn't. It's quiet as a mouse. So one of the things that scares me about parenting now is that all they need is a little bit of technology. The way my parents raised me, they raised me with creativity. They raised me with actual stuff that I needed to know. They helped me with my homework. But parents now, all they need is electronics and a quiet kid, and they just call it a day. And I know things back then don't have to be the way they have to. I know that the past doesn't have to connect with the future. Like not every parent is gonna raise a child the same way I did, but I kind of miss it whenever parents used to raise their kids with creativity and imagination. Right now, it's all in the work of an iPad and Coco Melon, and they'll just let the magic happen and wait for the child to be brain dead. I have so many things to say, but I don't know how to word them out. So, man, if you're a parent watching this, one of the ways that I don't want to for you to raise your child or future children is don't use a laptop to calm them down. If they're fussing, know what be aware what the situation is. If it's hungry, if it's hungry, if the child's hungry or if it's fussing for a reason, if the child is sad, try to connect with the child before you take evasive action and use a electronic device. No. Make sure you sympathize with the child because if the child is going to, connect its entire life to an electronic device, what are you gonna have? What is that child's life going to? What are you gonna have on that child's future? They've been raised by technology, and if you give them an electronic device just to calm them down for when do babies start talking? Like 5 years. For 5 years, where are you gonna be in that child's line of remembrance? Like it spent its entire childhood on technology. You haven't give it a proper childhood, so where are you gonna be in that slot of life? Whenever they remember their childhood, all they're gonna remember is being on an electronic device. They're not gonna remember the parent that gave them creativity and imagine the power of creativity and imagination, who were there at their darkest hours. So in this case, put the tablet down, put the laptop down, connect with your child, go outside, play with them. And if your child is fussing, don't go for the nearest iPad and give it to them. Give them your attention and they'll be satisfied. Again, I have many things to say, but I don't know how to word them out. My vocabulary when I'm recording a video just drops down instantly. I don't know why. Probably because I'm nervous about how the delivery is going to go. But anyways, yeah, this is my overview of parenting now and why it scares me. The reason why it scares is because parents are not going to try anymore, and if they're not going to try anymore right now, imagine the future. Anyways, I don't know when this video is going to upload. I hope it uploads like not very long, but anyways, if you're going to become a parent, I hope you don't take the same route as many other parents are doing right now. Be sure to be with your child and embrace those moments you have with them. Anyways, yeah, good night. If this video comes out, and for future parents, or if you're an actual parent watching this video, you can do it. If you're trying your best, then that's all that matters.